Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Royal Institute of British Architects. My name is Jenny Russell, and I'm the Director of Education and Learning here at the RIBA. It is my pleasure and honour to welcome you to the 2024 President's Medals Award Ceremony, the Institute's annual celebration of excellence in architectural education. We'll start tonight's celebrations by presenting the Spink Award for Excellence in Architectural Education. This is our main prize given to architectural educators and one of the top awards in the world in this field. Presented biennially to a tutor who has made an outstanding contribution to architectural education, the Spink Award has justly garnered a global reputation as the most coveted prize that a tutor of architecture can receive. This will be followed by the President's Medals, awarded across 3 categories: the Dissertation Medal for the best written work submitted at RIBA Part 1 or 2 or equivalent, the Bronze Medal for the best design project produced during RIBA Part 1 or the first 3 of normally 5 years of study in courses not validated by the RIBA, and the Silver Medal for the best design project produced at RIBA Part 2, or the last 2 of normally 5 years of study in courses not validated by the RIBA. In addition, we will present the winners of the RIBA Awards for Sustainable Design and of the Sargent Awards for Excellence in Architectural Drawing. And now, please join with me in welcoming to the stage your host for this evening, the President of the RIBA, Miyiwa Oki.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny, for that kind introduction. And thank you for you all, for your warm welcome and for joining us here this evening. It's truly a great joy to share this room and this occasion with so many talented individuals who stand at the beginning of their architectural journeys. And tonight, we celebrate your dedication, your accomplishments, and even more excitingly, we look ahead to the immense potential each of you hold. I believe that architecture is not just about designing fantastic buildings. While that is important, it's about envisioning a better future, a better world for all of us. As we face some of the most significant societal challenges of our times, architecture will play a vital role in shaping solutions, and I believe and I have no doubt that this year's winners will help lead the way. I'm profoundly honored to preside over an institute that has celebrated the future of architecture for the best part of 180 years through these types of prestigious awards. Since the first ever silver medal was presented by our president back then, Thomas de Grey, to George Goodwin in 1836, this tradition has continued thanks to the unwavering commitment of RIBA presidents as well as our RIBA members. These awards present more than just a recognition of individual achievement. They are a testament to an enduring legacy of our profession and its dedication to nurturing the next generation. The longevity and success of these awards are made possible by the generosity of our members, of practices, charitable trusts, and the like. The support ensures that we can continue to invest in the future. We know that students and researchers face significant financial pressures, and it's more critical than ever to support them. And over the past decade, with the help of donors, the RIBA has awarded $2.5 million to students, to academics, to practitioners. This year alone, we reached a new milestone. committing 320,000, our highest ever annual allocation, to supporting the next generation of architects. And I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to our donors, many of whom are with us this evening. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank them all, and in particular, those who are listed behind me right here. Your generosity transforms lives and transforms the careers, and your contribution here are deeply, deeply appreciated. I would also like to welcome Benoy to this group of supporters and thank them for their sponsorship of this year's President's Medal. And also tonight, I'm privileged to announce and launch a new initiative, the Hans and Christopher Eisner Scholarship. This scholarship will support students pursuing their Part 1 and Part 2 studies, reflecting Hans Eisner's gratitude for the support he received at the start of his architectural journey and his wish to empower the future generations. Hans Eisner, a Manchester School of Architecture graduate and RIBA member since 1953, dedicated his career to designing spaces that improved lives, particularly in education and healthcare. A passionate advocate for architecture, Hans left a generous legacy to establish this scholarship after his passing in 2019. This scholarship also honors his son, Christopher Eisner, a gifted architect and Hayward Silver medalist whose career included key roles at the Foster Associates as well as Sutton Griffin Architects, contributing to projects such as Stansted Airport and the Commerce Bank in HQ. Christopher's untimely passing in 2010 inspires Hans to create his memorial scholarship, celebrating both their contribution and ensuring a lasting legacy to support aspiring architects. This scholarship is going to launch next year and is a powerful reminder of the impact we can have when we invest in the next generation. Turning our focus back onto tonight, there is much to celebrate. This year, the President's Medals reached a historic new milestone, receiving a record 372 submissions, that's design projects, as well as dissertations from over 110 schools of architecture from across 36 different countries. To put this growth into perspective, in 2000, we received just 113 submissions. So this is a remarkable 230% increase over the preceding 25 years, and speaks to the growing growth and global recognition of the President's Medals. And it's a showcase for the extraordinary talent of emerging practitioners from architectural schools globally. And to honor this expansion, I'm delighted to also announce that we have expanded the number of commendations that can be awarded in each category at this year's medals from 3 to 5, ensuring that a fairer and more representative recognition of diverse ideas, diverse topics, and pedagogies are emerging from the schools. Before we reveal this year's winners, I want to express my deep gratitude to the 24 judges who lent their time and expertise to this year's awards. Your insights, your dedication have been invaluable. So let's take a moment to thank them with a round of applause. Finally, I want to acknowledge the incredible effort of our RIBA staff, who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make tonight's event possible. From the internal events team, to the press and marketing teams, to the finance, public programs, development, content, and education and learning. Your dedication has been extraordinary, and a special thanks goes to Shulfi Harp, as well as Krisha Leaf in the Education Projects team, led by John Paul Nunes, who have been instrumental in the expansion and the success of the program of education awards and scholarships. And now, it's with great excitement that I return to tonight's winners. Let us celebrate your achievements and the bright future that you all represent. Congratulations to you all. Let the celebrations begin.
Thank you, Miwa. Since it was first awarded in 2000, the biennial RIBA Annie Spink Award for Excellence in Architectural Education has recognised the outstanding contribution to architectural education made by an individual in a school of architecture anywhere in the world that offers RIBA-validated courses. Over the years, the Annie Spink Award has attracted an impressive list of nominees whose careers make them all deserving of this prize. 2024 was no exception, with outstanding candidates put forward for the consideration of this year's judges. Chaired by Kevin Singh, head of the Manchester School of Architecture, the judging panel comprised Kate Sheehan, head of the School of Architecture and Cities at the University of Westminster, Heba El-Shakawi, head of the Department of Architecture and Landscape at Kingston University, Lanre Balade, co-founding director at Balade Design Studio, Kangil Ji, head of the Department of Architecture at the Korea National University of the Arts, and Annabelle Tan, architect, urban designer, and illustrator, and the only student to have ever won the bronze, the silver, and the dissertation medals. To present this award together with the RIBA president, I would like to invite to the stage the chair of the 2024 Annie Spink Award judging panel, Professor Kevin Singh. The judges received the nominations several weeks in advance of the judging session to assess them individually. They then gathered via Microsoft Teams to discuss the nominations together in great detail before agreeing unanimously that the 2024 RIBA Annie Spink Award would go to Professor Jane Anderson. Professor Jane Anderson has made significant contributions to architectural education, practice, and research, establishing herself as a leading figure in the field. With over 20 years of experience, she has shaped the education of countless students, both directly and indirectly, through her innovative pedagogical approach. One of her most notable achievements is the co-founding of the Association of Architectural Educators, a key platform for the scholarly development of architectural education across the UK and Ireland. As a member of the editorial board for the AAE's journal Charette, Jane has played an instrumental role in advancing architectural pedagogy. Her work has been especially influential in integrating live projects into architectural curricula, projects that engage students with real-world, community-orientated design challenges. As founder of the Live Projects Network, she has created a framework for design that connects academic institutions with local communities, emphasizing the role of architecture in addressing social justice and environmental sustainability. This approach has deeply influenced the educational culture at Oxford Brookes University, where Jane has been a programme leader and a subject coordinator for undergraduate architecture since 2005. Jane's dedication to community-focused design is further evident in her role as a founding member of Design for the Common Good, a coalition aimed at improving social, economic, and environmental outcomes through design. Her work in live projects, ranging from public art installations to community infrastructure, reflects her belief in architecture as a force for positive societal change. Her scholarly contributions are equally impressive, culminating in a PhD by publication in 2021 that synthesized her 2 decades of research. Through this work, and as a respected speaker and guest lecturer at international institutions, Jane has shared her expertise globally, including research into live project education in South America and her curatorial role at the Design for the Common Good exhibition in Denver in 2022. Recognized for her academic leadership, Jane has received numerous accolades, including a National Teaching Fellowship in 2014 and Principal Fellowship of the Higher Education Academy in 2016. Her influence extends beyond the classroom. She has served on various academic boards, provided consultancy to numerous institutions, and led numerous research projects exploring innovative teaching practices. Through her pioneering work, Professor Jane Anderson has not only shaped the future of architectural education, but also fostered a broader understanding of architecture's role in addressing pressing social challenges. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the winner of the 2024 RIBA Annie Spink Award for Excellence in Architectural Education, Professor Jane Anderson.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to the Annie Spink Memorial Trust, to the RIBA, and to all of the judges for this incredible award, for which I'm so honoured to achieve it, and it means so much. I'd like to thank the people that nominated me. So Sergio Palaroni and Brian Bell, it's an honour to work with them in the Design for the Common Good team. Yasmin Larry, RIBA Gold Medalist, who is such a kind and generous person, for her support. Hannah Vowles and Victoria Farrow, representing the Association of Architectural Educators. Caroline Butterworth, from the University of Sheffield, a live projects champion, expert, and absolute inspiration. Arlene Oak from the University of Alberta, who I've had some of the absolute best conversations ever about live projects. And of course, my colleagues at Oxford Brookes, the ones who nominated me, Ruth Koenka, Charles Palmer, Jack Hardy, Hannah Durham. Their work on live projects, biomaterials, and inclusion, I'm sure, will be incredibly important to the profession in the future. And a huge thank you to all of the tutors at Oxford Brookes. You have my fullest respect for everything that you do. I hope that those of you who could come through tonight, I hope you have a lovely, fancy night out. Thank you to all the students. It's been an absolute inspiration and a privilege to witness you developing as designers. David Kay, Marjut Lisko, Magda Borovina, and Melissa Parsons, who wrote such lovely things in the nomination. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. There are two people who taught me how to teach that I really need to mention. Mary Caddick from the UEL Tutor Training Programme, and Ruth Morrow and her team at Sheffield University, where I had my first teaching job. Ruth's collaborative way of teaching was an absolute inspiration to me. She is my role model. Also, Marcel Falinga, who was so patient as my PhD supervisor and taught me how to become a researcher. Two vital teaching partners, Colin Priest, who co-founded Live Projects Network with me, and Ralph Saul, who I currently do live projects with at Oxford Brookes. I couldn't do it without either of you. Two heads of school, Matt Gaskin and Christina Goddickson, tirelessly always there when times were good and when times were bad, the sign of a great boss. Thank you for your support, advice, and encouragement. And finally, to my funny family, always there when I need them. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jane. We now move to the presentation of the winners of the President's Medals, starting with the Dissertation Medal. The 2024 Dissertation Medal judging panel was chaired by Samir Pandya, Assistant Head, Director of International and Strategic Lead for Equality, Diversity and Inclusion at the School of Architecture and Cities of the University of Westminster. And the panel also included Yorgos Berdos, lecturer in contemporary practice at the University of Dundee and teaching fellow in computational design and visualization at the University of Edinburgh, Juliet Davis, head of the Welsh School of Architecture at Cardiff University, Zeynep Kezer, Professor of Architectural History and Director of Postgraduate Research at the School of Architecture, Planning and Landscape of Newcastle University, Mpo Matsipa, Associate Professor at the Bartlett School of Architecture, UCL, and Andre Tavares, Architect, Curator, Writer and Researcher at the Faculty of Architecture of the University of Porto. These judges read a record 65 dissertations over the summer and met via Microsoft Teams to select the winner of the Dissertation Medal. After discussing the entries in detail, the judges selected a medal winner and commended 5 other entries. To present the awards in this category, together with Miiwa, I'd like to invite to the stage the chair of the Dissertation Medal judging panel, Samir Pandya. The first commendation this evening goes to the entry, Cripping the Picturesque. The dissertation combines existential philosophy, architectural phenomenology, and aesthetics with queer, crip, and feminist discourse. Through 5 inquiries, language, phenomenology, pedagogy, socio-historical readings, and policy, it reframes neurodiversity as a creative force and critiques comfort using Sylvia Wynter's essay, 1492. Highlighting interdisciplinary practices like Sins Invalid and Communal, it advocates for inclusive retrofit policies, emphasizing disabled and queer involvement to reshape value systems and approaches to habitability and design. The dissertation was nominated by Central St Martin's, UAL, where it was supervised by Thomas Dykhoff. The author of the first commendation is Scarlett Barclay. dissertation in this category has the title, Behind the Pas de Deux, Unveiling the Spatiality Embedded Within Degas, the Rehearsal of the Ballet on Stage of 1873 to 1874. This dissertation examines Edgar Degas' The Rehearsal of the Ballet on Stage through a multi-dimensional lens, combining feminist, Marxian and theatre theory with architectural analysis. By dissecting its spatial dynamics, modernist influences, and engagement with gender roles, it contextualizes the painting within the socio-political and cultural fabric of 19th century Paris. Offering fresh insights into Degas' work, it explores architecture's role in shaping narratives and recalibrates perspectives on women's spatial significance in art and architectural history. The dissertation was nominated by Queen's University Belfast, where it was supervised by Gary Boyd, and its author is Niamh Douglas. The third commendation in the dissertation medal category this year goes to Blueprints, Economic Booms and Blow-ins, the impact of globalization on rural settlement patterns explored through the bungalow boom of 1970s to 1990s Ireland. This research examines Ireland's shift towards one-off rural housing, epitomised by Jack Fitzsimon's Bungalow Bliss, as a reflection of economic and societal changes tied to globalisation and post-colonialism. It explores how media portrayals of suburbia and home ownership fostered rural suburbanisation, reshaping Ireland's settlement patterns and communal traditions. By analysing land ownership, state development, and societal isolation, it highlights the loss of tradition through globalisation, culminating in first-hand narratives that reveal the fragmented communities of Ireland's rural suburbia today. The author was tutored by Ajia Troyani at London South Bank University, and her name is Maeve Minnis. The fourth commendation in this category goes to Ungardening, the Mine and the Allotment. This thesis explores the intersection of architecture, landscape, and ecology by intertwining the cultural practices of lignite mining and allotment gardens in eastern Germany. It advocates for an architecture that is adaptable, multi-scalar, and ecologically conscious, emphasizing the importance of care and intimacy in design. By embracing landscape principles, the work highlights how architecture can connect disparate systems, creating links between the global and the intimate, humans and non-humans, and nature and industry. The entry was nominated by the Aarhus School of Architecture in Denmark and tutored by Alicia Lazzaroni. We are delighted that the author was able to travel to be with us this evening. The winner of the fourth commendation in the dissertation medal category is Anna-Lena Müller. The fifth and final commendation in this category goes to Irish Town, Gibraltar, Street Expressions of Migrant Identities. This dissertation explores Irish Town Street in Gibraltar, analysing how migrant flows shape urban spaces and practices through historical and geographical intricacies. Using post-colonial theories and visual ethnography, it examines identity, belonging, and power dynamics from citywide to street-level perspectives. The research highlights cultural hierarchies, British, Spanish, Moroccan, and South Asian, revealing how placemaking, displacement, and coexistence converge to create a shared urban identity and common ground. The dissertation was tutored by Huda Tayob and Ewan Harrison at the Manchester School of Architecture, and its author is Mariam Pinto Rodriguez. And now, the winner of the 2024 Dissertation Medal. Nominated by the Bartlett School of Architecture, UCL, where it was tutored by Edwina Attlee, this year's Dissertation Medal is awarded to the eel, the dowry, and the seamstress. This narrative explores Comacchio, an Italian fishing village, through the lens of its early 20th century textile industry, which shaped women's societal roles. The story uncovers how the process of creating a dowry and the spatial restrictions on working women had a profound socio-economic impact. The piece creatively examines these practices through the fictional character Anna Eel, blending archival research, interviews, and theoretical analysis. Its strength lies in its interdisciplinary approach, combining historical research with creative storytelling, and its focus on recovering the overlooked voices of women in both historical and architectural records. This analysis also sheds light on the socio-political context of waged labour and women's roles in shaping urban life. The author and winner of the 2024 RIBA Dissertation Medal for the best dissertation produced during a professional qualification in architecture worldwide is Bianca Zucchelli.
I would like to thank the RIBA judging panel for this honor, but most importantly for recognizing the importance of my research on working women, which really means a lot. Thanks to UCL for providing me with the perfect mentoring through my thesis tutor, Edwina Attlee, who was an incredible guidance and inspiration, not only for this writing, but all throughout my studies. Thank you to my thesis module conveners for giving me the opportunity to be here tonight, and thank you to my design tutor, Igmontas Geras, for always being an incredible support. On a more personal level, many thanks to all my friends or family who have, even without knowing necessarily, contributed to this work and this recognition. And lastly, but definitely not least, thank you to my grandmother, Nonna Mima, and her childhood best friend, Luciana Bellini, without whom this writing would have simply not existed. Thank you.
Congratulations to Bianca and to the 5 commended students. We now move to the announcement of the winners in the bronze medal category for Best Design Project produced by a student or a group of students enrolled in a RIBA Part 1 course or equivalent anywhere in the world. This year's judging panel, tasked with selecting the bronze medal, was chaired by Elena Marco, Professor of Teaching and Learning of Architecture and Built Environment and Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Head of the College of Arts, Technology and Environment at the University of the West of England, and included Simon Chadwick, Director at State Studio Limited, Senior University Teacher and Deputy Head of the School of Architecture at the University of Sheffield, Jamie Faubert, Founding Director at Jamie Faubert Architects, Kudzai Machai, Architectural Designer and Educator, Betty Ng, Founding Director at Collective and Adjunct Associate Professor of Architecture at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, and Oana Stănescu, Founding Director at Oana Stănescu Studio. These judges assessed 153 entries, the highest number ever in the history of the RIBA Bronze Medal, and awarded 4 commendations, 1 high commendation, and the bronze medal. To present these awards together with MUIWA, I'd like to invite to the stage the chair of the 2024 RIBA Bronze Medal Judging Panel, Professor Elena Marco. The first commendation in this category goes to the project Aiwan, a gathering place. The Aiwan embodies the pursuit of local roots and authentic experiences in Shanghai's dynamic urban context. Inspired by the site's rich history and the designer's Uyghur heritage, it celebrates Uyghur traditions while fostering inclusivity. Positioned within the French Quarter and surrounding areas, it blends cultural heritage with modern design, creating a space for gathering and discovery. The project bridges traditions and contemporary sensibilities, promoting unity beyond language, borders, and differences. The project was nominated by the University of Nottingham, Ningbo in China, where it was supervised by Yatming Liu, Jiami Botti, Yimeng Wang, and Kathy Hui Zhang. We are delighted that its author was able to travel to be with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the winner of the first commendation in the bronze medal category, Dilikaryemu Du Linkun. The second commendation in this category goes to Rage Against the Pristine. Nominated by the University of Cambridge, where it was supervised by Alida Bata and Donald McCrory, Rage Against the Pristine is a strategic proposal for a youth centre designed as a microcosmic village within a rewilding scheme, aiming to empower young people in rural East Cambridgeshire. Located in Bottisham, leveraging the historic village college as a social hub, it addresses teenagers' needs for identity, exploration, and community. The project challenges nostalgic ideals of rural quietude, embracing the dynamic energy of youth. By prioritising flexibility, playfulness and subversion, it redefines civic engagement, creating an adaptable, engaging space for future generations. The author is Roisin McMillan. The third commendation in the bronze medal category goes to the project Next Nature Manila. Set in a near-future Manila, the project resorts to the medium of film to envision a green transformation called Next Nature, blending ecology and technology to address climate challenges in the world's densest and most vulnerable city. Spearheaded by eCoin, a fictional conglomerate, the project incentivizes depopulation and retrofits infrastructure for forestation under the philosophy economics equals ecology. While promising renewal, it raises concerns about capitalism's adaptation to climate change and its human cost, exploring how these changes reshape citizens' lives, memories, and the urban landscape. The author was tutored by Ricardo de Ostos and Nicholas Zembashi at the Architectural Association, and his name is Bowen Tan. The fourth commendation in the bronze medal category goes to Land, Building, Dwelling. The project addresses Rotterdam's housing crisis by prioritising dwelling over financial gain. Aligned with the city's 20-year regeneration plan, it introduces a modular factory in 2024 to create clay-based terrace housing by 2035. Utilising sustainable river and marine clay, the project fosters a circular economy and community growth. The factory transitions into a community centre post-construction, emphasising Heidegger's idea that buildings evolve with their occupants, promoting a sustainable living architecture. The author was tutored by Chi Kit Lai and Doug John Miller at the Bartlett School of Architecture, UCL, and his name is Yaowen Zhang. The judges assessing the bronze medal entries deemed that the next commended project stood out from the others and decided to award it a high commendation. Civic Stone, Kirkgate Square, reimagines a public space in Leith, integrating Kirkgate House and neglected land into the urban fabric. Addressing tensions between historic architecture and modernist developments, the project unites the neighbourhood with mixed-use civic buildings. The scheme features a street-like theatre, a public library, social housing, and commercial units, fostering social and architectural diversity. Emphasising sustainable design, it experiments with low-carbon Darney sandstone, aligning elements with its natural dimensions to minimize waste. The project celebrates the everyday theatricality of urban life, creating dynamic spaces for interaction and community cohesion. The High Commendation in the Bronze Medal category was supervised by Kieran Hawkins, Nikki Thompson, and Darren Park at the Edinburgh School of Architecture and Landscape Architecture, and its author is Devon Tabata. And we come now to the winner of the Bronze Medal for the best design project produced at Part 1 or equivalent in any of the schools of architecture across the world invited to participate in this year's awards. Forget Me Not is an almshouse designed for former carers serving as a sanctuary, archive, and community. It challenges the sterile, impersonal nature of typical care spaces, often described as non-places by anthropologist Mark Auger. Instead, the project creates a sacred, memory-filled space rooted in culture and narrative. Built on the site of a former Victorian chapel, it blends traditional almshouse principles with modern care, offering a place that honours individuality while reinterpreting familiar hospital spaces to reflect the lives and legacies of its residents. The judges considered this a sensitive, considerate, and poetic proposal for an overlooked typology that is also, at all stages, respectful of the user's needs. The author was tutored by Victoria Lourenco at the University of Kent, an institution that sees one of its students winning a RIBA President's Medal for the first time. The winner of the 2024 RIBA Bronze Medal for Best Design Project produced at RIBA Part 1 or equivalent worldwide is Victor Williams Salmerod.
I'd like to thank the RIBA and the judging panel for this great honor. And I'd also like to thank my tutor, Victoria Lorenzo, for being the most enthusiastic and supportive tutor I could have asked for. I think this project, for me, always felt like much more than just an assignment in the best way possible. I felt like I had the opportunity to make decisions kind of out of imagination, out of expression, and in the pursuit of what I believe in. So I'm so grateful to have had that space. I'm so grateful to my school, to Chloe, to Jerry, Andy, Manolo, as well as all my very talented peers. And finally, thank you to my family as well for everything. So thank you.
Congratulations to Victor and to the commendation winners in the RIBA Bronze Medal category. Before we reveal the commendations and winner of the silver medal, we would like to announce the winners of the RIBA Awards for Sustainable Design and of the Sargent Awards for Excellence in Architectural Drawing, both at Parts 1 and 2. And joining Miwa to present the awards to the winners in this section, I would like to call to the stage a member of this year's RIBA Bronze Medal Judging Panel, Kudzai Machai. The RIBA Award for Sustainable Design has been presented as part of the President's Medals for the past 7 years to recognise the importance of social, political and environmental sustainability in the development of architectural design proposals. At Part 1, the 2024 Award for Sustainable Design goes to the project Womb Temple Lunar Rebirth. The Womb Temple promotes sustainable building practices by rejecting modern construction methods, which contribute to 37% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Instead, it uses ancient techniques, raw stone and live trees, with slow, labour-intensive transportation powered by humans. This approach transforms construction into a ritual, turning each stone placement into a celebratory event. The temple also reintroduces nature into urban spaces, bringing back species like deer and salmon to Manchester, while offering a spiritual space to reconnect with nature and the moon, symbolising water and life. The entry was nominated by Coventry University and supervised by Hussein Sadri, Tulika Gadakari, Satvinder Sohal, Jose Ramira Garcia, and Isaias Johannes. The author is Sasha Farnsworth. At Part 2, the RIBA Award for Sustainable Design goes to Protocols for Beirut's Unbuildable Lots, Designing Non-Sectarian Spaces. In Beirut, where public spaces are limited and sectarian, this project identifies and maps unbuildable lots, small, awkward spaces too irregular for development. These sites, untouched by sectarian planning, are catalogued as potential non-sectarian commons. The project uses legal material and logistical strategies to propose non-invasive, everyday structures that reclaim these spaces for the public. By transforming vacant lots into civic spaces, it offers a toolkit for residents to challenge sectarian divisions, creating openings for alternative collective narratives and mobilizations in the urban landscape. The design proposals use simple, locally sourced materials, such as scaffolding and concrete barriers, minimizing waste while also adapting existing urban infrastructure for new purposes. It integrates sustainable elements, including solar panels and water tanks, ensuring resource efficiency and environmental impact reduction. Beyond its environmental considerations, the project fosters social sustainability by decentralizing public spaces and empowering local communities to actively engage with their environment. By bridging sectarian divides, it encourages a sense of ownership and collective responsibility. This project demonstrates how architecture can support both ecological and social resilience, offering a powerful example of sustainability that balances practical needs with community healing. The project was nominated by the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne in Switzerland, where it was supervised by Charlotte Molter-Bart, Yves Pedrazzini, and Nagi McClough. We're delighted that the author of this entry was able to join us tonight. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Natalie March. The Sargent Awards are presented annually in memory of the late architect and Royal Academy surveyor Denis Sargent, one of the founding members of the 1981 RIBA Student Prizes Group that were some of the strongest supporters of students in the history of the Institute, and to whom we owe the current award structure of the President's Medals. This year, the Sargent Award for Excellence in Drawing at Part 1 is presented to the project Fabricated Identities, the Museum of Faith and Fashion. The project explores memory and monumentality in post-war Milan, focusing on the Tour Diaz, the Martini Tower, as a symbol of the city's post-war economic development and loss of historic landmarks. The proposal combines modernist architecture with elements of Milan's lost churches, representing the Catholic faith. Through interventions, the project aims to revive these memories and reinterpret Milan's modern history, using fashion culture as a lens to create a museum of fashion. The approach, termed hybridization of memory, seeks to rewrite new histories and identities for the site. The author was tutored by Alexis Germanos at Cardiff University, and his name is Jae-Yoon Bayon. At Part 2, the Sargent Award for Drawing goes to Mersholt's New National Timber Reserve. The UK's timber industry produces 11 million tonnes annually, with only 2.8 million used in construction. The project proposes an industrial forest from the Forest of Dean to the Forest of Bowland that would yield 12.7 million tonnes annually, supplying 25% of UK construction needs and eliminating imports. 6 sawmill-based model villages with housing and amenities would support this effort. The project aims to revive historic timber frame building techniques adapted to modern strategic and operational systems addressing challenges of post-human global warming. The judges were captivated not only by the concept itself, but by the quality of the imagery that brought this ambitious vision to life. The drawings demonstrate an extraordinary level of precision and creativity, capturing the complexity of the rural infrastructure and the digital methods used to optimize timber production. The use of perspective, scale, and detail allows the viewer to engage deeply with the proposal, while the clarity of execution speaks to the depth of thought and research underpinning the project. The project was nominated by Kingston University, where it was tutored by Nicholas Lobo-Brennan and Astrid Smitham. The author is Jack Oaten. And we now enter the last section of this ceremony, the announcement of the 2024 Silver Medal winner. This year's judging panel was chaired by Mina Hassman, Sustainability Director and Climate Advocacy Lead at SOM, and included Teddy Cruz, Professor of Public Culture and Urbanization in the Visual Arts Department of the University of California, San Diego, Sandra Deniki Polker, Assistant Dean of Education at the School of Architecture of the Royal College of Art, Takeshi Hayatsu, Founding Director at Hayatsu Architects and Lecturer of Architecture at Kingston University, Adam Khan, Founding Director at Adam Khan Architects, and Nazreen Siraji, Founding Partner of Atelier Siraji and full Professor of Architectural Design at University College Dublin. To present the awards in this category with Miwa, I would like to invite to the stage the Chair of the Silver Medal Judging Panel, Mina Hassman. The first commendation in the Silver Medal category goes to The Consumption of Landscape, a grand tour for the 21st century. This project examines landscape consumption through urban development and human experience, addressing Rome's challenges with mass tourism and speculative construction. It proposes a reimagined grand tour, decentralizing tourism to ease pressure on the historic centre while preserving heritage. Using Rome's abandoned 19th century forts, specifically the Via Appia Antica fort, the project integrates historical analysis with adaptive reuse and sustainable agriculture. The redesigned landscape blends historical and contemporary needs, offering a balanced visitor experience while safeguarding heritage and promoting sustainable tourism development. Nominated by the University of Liverpool, where it was tutored by Marco Giuliano, James Jones, and Valentino Capello de Souza, the project is a group submission, and its authors and winners of the commendation are Sam Beckwith-Flint, Jessica Bachaku, Bethany Clarkson, and Thomas Dutton. The next commendation in the Silver Medal category goes to Protocols for Beirut's Unbuildable Lots, Designing Non-Sectarian Spaces, an entry that wins its second award this evening. By identifying and reimagining unbuildable lots, small, irregular anomalies in the urban fabric, this project transforms overlooked spaces into potential non-sectarian commons. Its modest, resourceful approach employs simple structures like scaffolding, concrete blocks, and textiles to catalyze public engagement, making these spaces adaptable and accessible. With lightness and humility, Protocols for Beirut's Unbuildable Lots offers a framework for community restoration and citizenship, demonstrating how public spaces can become detonators for a new kind of urban solidarity. The judges described the project as innovative, compelling, and deeply thoughtful, and praised it for capturing the power of architecture to reimagine boundaries and foster connection in even the most challenging contexts. The project was nominated by the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, and its author, for the second time on stage this evening, is Nathalie Marge. Our next commendation goes to the project Tolerance and Reuse, forming a new Sutton cultural common. This project proposes a new cultural common for the London town of Sutton, embracing reuse and adaptability as alternatives to the default of new build development. The proposal, Sutton Cultural Common, provides a communal space free from financial pressures for activities like repair workshops, markets, cinema screenings, and camping. Permanent facilities, including an events venue, exhibition space, and restaurants, ensure consistent use. The partial conversion of the adjacent Times House into residential space strengthens community ties, presenting an inclusive, sustainable alternative for high street development. Through a language of tolerance and adventurous reinterpretation, this project transforms inherited and designed elements into a cohesive architecture that evolves with time. With its curatorial approach, Tolerance and Reuse exemplifies the architect's role as a master curator, balancing careful intervention, preservation, and reinvention. The project's elegant models and detailed interior considerations bring clarity and beauty to a process that is both complex and deeply topical in the UK today. The project was nominated by London Metropolitan University, where it was supervised by Takeru Shimazaki, Jennifer Fruin-Mobsby, Paolo Pisano, Catherine Nolan, and Alex Butterworth. The author is Ryan Spear. The next commendation goes to Architecture Class. This project tackles a critical issue within our profession: the underrepresentation and exclusion of working-class individuals in architecture and the built environment. Drawing from personal experience, Architecture Class challenges the structural inequalities embedded in traditional architectural education. It offers an innovative and practical alternative, a transparent, multidisciplinary curriculum designed to break cycles of social and cultural reproduction. This vision not only opens pathways for aspiring architects from diverse backgrounds, but also fosters a profession of socially conscious and inclusive practitioners. The judges were particularly struck by the energy and depth of this project, which dares to reimagine the educational framework of our field with both questioning and practicality, and praised the author for presenting a thoughtful and urgent call for change in how we shape the future of architecture. The project was tutored by Adam Shaw at Newcastle University, and its author is Maria Wood. In addition to the 4 commendations awarded in this category, the judges of the silver medal awarded a high commendation to the project Making Public. The project delves into the transformation of Geneva, Italy, a city rich in history, yet marked by contested public spaces, and envisions a bold new civic typology. By reimagining the Villa Rosazza and its garden as a prototype for public space, Making Public sensitively addresses the complex interplay of Geneva's aristocratic heritage and its industrial fabric. The project's nuanced and elegant design activates forgotten spaces, seamlessly folding private and public realms into a shared architectural language. With its theatrical understanding of scenography, topography, and elevation, Making Public offers an inspiring model of how public spaces can seep into and transform urban environments. The judges praised the author for a delicately executed and profoundly resolved project that exemplifies how architecture can elevate and support places that need it the most. The project was nominated by the Mackintosh School of Architecture and tutored by Thomas Woodcock. The winner of this high commendation is Callum Geddes Simmons. And now, the announcement of the final award of the evening. The winner of the 2024 RIBA Silver Medal for Best Design Project produced by a student or group of students at RIBA Part 2 or equivalent worldwide. The winning project has the title Ultra Town. The project reimagines the abandoned HS2 Phase 2 site between Birmingham and Manchester as a 120-kilometre-long inhabited forest, a bold and poetic response to our housing and ecological crises. Through its intricate design, Ultratown proposes a vibrant counterculture community home to 250,000 people, while celebrating the richness of diverse ecologies and the coexistence of flora, fauna, and humanity. Drawn over a period of 50 years and across a number of phases, from enabling services to incorporating forms of industry, pieces of social infrastructure, and housing, the project proposes a method of responsible development and new build construction embedded with cycles of support, maintenance, and care. The project's artistic sensibility is evident in every aspect, from its coherent vision to its beautifully crafted representations. Its phased approach, transitioning from temporary to permanent materials, is both credible and inspiring, demonstrating how peripheral landscapes can transform into vital spaces for sustainable living. Creating a harmonious ecotone between urban and suburban realms, this remarkable work exemplifies the potential of architecture to address our most pressing challenges with creativity and compassion. The project, supervised by Nicholas Lobo-Brennan and Astrid Smitham, was nominated by Kingston University, an institution that sees one of its students winning the RIBA Silver Medal for the first time. Congratulations to Kingston and to the winner of the 2024 RIBA Silver Medal for Best Design Project produced at RIBA Part 2 or equivalent worldwide. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Joe Franklin.
no idea where to put this. On the downstairs loo toilet kind of wall, probably. Halfway through the project, I visited the site with my dad to plant a tree, rather secretly. It was a silver birch. I had no idea that it would then grow into a silver medal. I want to thank RIBA and the judges. This was a highly personal project, and it means a lot to have it recognised in this way. Like all of the work that we've seen tonight, this really was a collective effort. I want to thank my family. Thank you and sorry. To the RIBA bursary donors, without your generosity, this wouldn't have been possible. To everyone at Kingston, you're an inspiration. Thank you for your constant encouragement. In particular, my wonderful tutors, Nick and Astrid, who were able to make sense of whatever nonsense I put in front of them. Finally, I want to thank my friends for their support and good-humoured criticism. They're all special people and special designers, and frankly, any one of them would deserve to be up here. Thank you.
Now, thank you so much, Drew, for those words. And another round of applause for all the nominated and winners tonight. And to Jenny for emceeing tonight. Thank you. It just goes to show, like, all the hard work pays off, you know, to all you students, to tutors. Your talent is shining, and continue to make, all of your contributions continue to make this awards, the RIBA President's Medals, a celebration of excellence that is recognized across the globe. These projects remind us, quite critically, that architecture is not just about aesthetics and buildings, while that is important, but it's also about the possibilities of imagining better ways to live, better ways to work, better ways to coexist in this planetary boundary that we call Earth. They are a powerful affirmation of the talent and the determination that will define all of us and the next generation of architects that are in front of us, painting a brighter future for what it means to be an architect. I'd like to thank you all so much for coming tonight, and thank you for the team for doing such a stellar job. I hope that you continue to enjoy tonight's celebration by staying with us and enjoying another drink with us. And now, please join me to give in another final round of applause to yourselves for being here tonight. Thank you so much.